Right, we are back. And this will be for the last time, because if it crashes again, I'm out. This game will be thrown through the window. I've had enough. Right, what have we missed? Not really much. Nobody's improved. Nice job, mate, has gone into P3, so that's good to see. Everyone on their last runs now. Lieber, is he on a lap? Looks like he potentially is, and he's a little bit up on his time as well, which would be enough to see him snatch pole position away. So we're all right on board with him for the rest of this lap. See what he can manage. In through the last couple of turns he goes. Round the final corner on the power early as he can. Use as much of the track as he possibly can. Is it going to be pole position? It certainly is. A 15.900. That is laying down the gauntlet. And yeah, not by much, but he is currently sat on provisional pole with 3 minutes left to go in this session. Will Josh McGill manage to get another lap done in time? Chuckle goes for another lap, but gets a little bit of a wiggle coming out of the first corner, and that's going to cost him a bit of time. Here's a Ferrari round in the middle sector. Chuckle once again losing the back end a little bit. Really pushing those rears as hard as he possibly can. Into the first sector he goes. Getting the power. This is where he lost it last time, but no such troubles this time round. And now into the slow speed through the chicane. Flicks it right, then left. Running the curve as much as he can, and then it's building up the speed. Each corner getting quicker and quicker and quicker, and it builds into a crescendo. And then finally into this right-hander, flick it down a gear in sixth, flat on the throttle, back as quickly as you can. And this is half a tenth up for the McLaren driver. He needs to pull a little bit more than that if he can in the final sector. There is traffic up ahead. I don't think it's going to affect him too much unless they back out quite a bit, but it looks like he's all in the clear. And into the final corner, he swings the front end of that McLaren up over the line. What's this going to be? It is a good lap, very good lap. He's pulled a lot in that last sector. It's a 15.927, and that is incredibly close to pole position, but not quite close enough, and that's probably going to be his last attempt as well. That, unless he's got quite a bit of fuel on board, but I doubt it. Anyone else on a lap? I don't think Pool's on a lap. Josh McGill is on an out lap, so we'll have to see. Cameron Poulter possibly on a lap in the Williams in the first sector. This is going to be a tricky part of the qualifying. We're going to have to keep up with everyone. Because the laps are going to come in thick and fast now, and Cameron Poulter is marginally up in the first sector, but again he needs to gain a fair chunk more time. The back end lost a little bit, but he holds on to it nicely in through the chicane, left, right, and away he goes. And this is looking like a pretty decent middle sector. He's managed to pull together, not using all of the track, just keeping it safe. He does not want to invalidate, and 3 tenths up is this time. This would be good enough to see him jump up quite a few places on the grid. Well, disable the telemetry at the moment. We don't really need that. In the last couple of corners, the Williams goes. What's this lap time going to be? Cameron Poulter's had a habit of pulling laps out the bag in qualifying so far this season, but it's only going to be good enough for 5th. As we speak, we've got to jump back to Josh McGill, who's managed to set a purple sector 1. So Josh McGill on an absolutely rapid lap so far. Can he hold it together for the rest of the lap? This is going to be a difficult one to watch. Taking a lot more speed and a lot more curve than a lot of others we've seen through there. So is this going to be the lap of the evening that we'll see him steal back that pole position? Oh no, he's lost the back end. He's run very, very wide. I think he's got away with it. It's not invalidated him, but he's lost him so much time, and that is this lap gone down and out the drain. And he's been sitting on provisional pole all session. He's lost it in the last couple of minutes and could not pull the lap out the bag when he needed it. Perhaps pushing a little bit too hard. Anyone else on a lap? He's nice job, mate, on a lap. I think he could well be. Cameron's not. Keep an eye on the AlphaTauri then. Potentially him and Paul. I think Paul's going slowly though. I'm not sure Paul's on a lap, but we'll have to see. The only people that can spoil the party. 2 tenths up. Nearly 3 tenths up. Nice job, mate. This This could be an incredible lap. At the risk of commentators cursing it, he's only got a couple more laps to go. Could Neustrup, mate, after struggling in the early stages of this qualifying session, pull an absolute blinder out the bag? Up across the line he goes. What's it going to be? It's going to be pole position by nearly 2 tenths, a tenth and a half ahead of Lee Burt. What a phenomenal lap from the AlphaTauri. I'm sure he's going to be delighted with that. Amazing lap. Well, there you have it. Nice job, mate. Steals pole position right at the end. Josh McGill will be kicking himself. He's dropped down to P4 after that. But look how close it is once again. Unbelievable. Paul going to be very disappointed down in 12th. That is a poor qualifying from him. But yeah, nice job, mate. Sets pole. Lee Burt very close behind in P2. Chuckle very, very close as well, as is Josh McGill in 4th. Cameron Poulter manages to snatch 5th. Naismith crept up unknowing to me in 6th. AJ with a very, very good effort in 7th. Chuck 8th. Wanted Noob 9th. Lee Craig 10th. Aki will start 11th. Paul, the reigning champion, not having a very good season so far, down in 12th. And Pippo in 13th. There you have it, qualifying over. And this track, difficult one to overtake. So, is it going to be a procession from lights to flag? Do you know what? I don't think so. I think we've got some drama. I think we've got some controversy coming our way. It's not raining, but it is overcast. Could it potentially rain later on? Who knows? If any other drivers are watching the stream, do pop it in the chat what the weather forecast is meant to be, because that would be good information to know. As we just wait for everyone to choose their fuel and their tyre strategies, and perhaps make a couple of last minute tweaks to their setup. Obviously part firme is on, but you can change little things like tyre temperatures, your front wing angle, and also your brake balance and on throttle diff as we get going. Yes, I know, Codemasters, I am in spectator mode. I have been for a little while. Thank you for that. Absolutely dumb game, honestly. As Nice Job sees us away for the formation lap, let's have a look, shall we? What tyres is everyone going on? And as expected, pretty much the whole field on mediums. That's your predicted pit stop strategy. Mediums to hards, or you go softs, mediums, and then hard. Why you would do that? I honestly think Ferrari strategists must have made the strategies on Codemasters, because that makes no sense at all. It's like we have to use one of every tyre, no matter what. So first we go mediums, second we go hards, then we go softs, and then to finish off we'll go on to wets. Genius. But anyway, moving on. We do have Lee Craig, the highest place runner on anything other than mediums. He is currently sat on hard tyres. Going to be very, very difficult to warm up early on. But after a couple of laps, I think they'll, the medium runners will start overheating or start getting their tyres a bit too warm, and the hards will come into play. Paul also starting on hards, and you've also got GFO Samilaras and Prodigy starting from the back of the field, starting on hard compound tyres. Everyone doing a last minute few burnouts. As a nice job, mate, goes for a 360. Good to see there, nice job. He's going to give it one. Absolutely. I'm disappointed because Chuckle hasn't managed to do one for me. That's extremely disappointing from him. But nice job, mate. Absolutely. Bang on the money. However, he has disqualified himself. He hasn't parked it in the grid slot correctly and has reset himself. Could that make a difference? Going down to turn 1 as the last Ferrari of Paul, I believe, comes or pulls into place. Yes, okay, Codemasters, I know I'm spectator. I was 5 minutes ago, but we have 5 lights. And we are racing in Hungary. I can't see what's going on. Here we go. It's not been a great start for Nice Job, mate. It's been a good start for Lee Burt and also a great start for Chuckle. Got the second Williams and Cameron's looking up the inside. Nice Job, mate, has managed to get the speed and takes the outside line into turn one. He's regained the lead, and so has Lee Burt, kept the inside, and it's all as you go into turn one. Josh McGill and Cameron Poulter side by side. Further back, you've also got Chuckle going up the inside, and Lee Burt side by side. I think Lee Burt has managed to catch that position and holds onto it just about. Josh McGill and Cameron also fighting further back, but it's at status quo as you were for everyone else. And what a great clean start. I think Royal Rumble's not had a great start. He's just dropped a little bit back from the pack, but nothing untoward, and he's still going. There's Wanted Noob and AJ going side by side into that chicane, but it's a pretty clean start from everyone, generally speaking. A couple of guys trying to go side by side through the middle segment. You are not doing that. AJ and Chuck side by side. Is Chuck going to send it around the outside? It looked like he tried to give it a go. They are still side by side. Chuck has the ascendancy going into the middle centre, but they have cost themselves nearly 2 seconds in lap time with that fighting. Unbelievable. Ram the Haines and Paul going side by side. Ethan getting the position, but Paul looking to have the position back again. He's going to go swoop all the way around the outside, and that's a great move from the Ferrari on those hard compounded tyres. Remember, they're not fired up quite as well, and Ethan's coming back round the outside in a similar move than Paul just performed on himself. And once again, we're back. But Josh McGill and Chuckle getting close together. Josh McGill sends it up the inside. We just caught the end of that. But Josh McGill up into the podium places. Chuckle dropping down positions. Naismith has also gained a position. And Paul James also gets back past Ethan. Once again, Ethan's now gone tumbling down the order. So perhaps a little error or even contact. We didn't see what went on between the two. But Lieber all over the back of Nice Job, mate. Nice Job making up for that poor start. Did not get away from the line very well thanks to his invalidated grid position, but he did manage to hold the position, brake very late going into that first corner, and kept that. And I'm going to try and catch my breath a bit because I don't think I stopped for breath in the first 2 laps. Unbelievable. Great racing from all of these guys in a very, very clean start. And we're getting a little bit of a break thanks to that battle between Chuck and AJ, I think it was. So there's a bit of a pack formed for the top 6 and then a bit of a gap down to Chuck. Can Chuck catch up and get onto DRS? We will have to keep an eye and see. It looks like Naismith is round. Naismith is round in the Ferrari, and that's unfortunate for him. He had a great qualifying session, but he's gone tumbling down the order and now well out of the points. But it's a long race and anything can happen. Paul doing well on those hard tyres. Was that Lee? Lee's gone round at turn 1. Those hard tyres not working for him, and I think he's got quite a bit of wing damage. Yeah, his front left end plate missing on that Mercedes, and that is not going to be good news for Mercedes. He was perfectly positioned, the highest of the hard compound of runners, up in P10, but now Paul takes over that position and will set his sights after Pippo, but it's going to be hard firing up those hard compound tyres. Liebert running very wide there. Looked like he was probably going to get a track limits warning for that. Fortunately, we don't get to see when they do get warnings. We just see when they get a penalty. We can check the race director, but no point really doing that. We'd have to count them through. Yeah, nice job, mate. Holding on well, but Liebert looks like it's only going to be a matter of time with DRS enabled. Now, and there it goes. First lap properly of DRS. Chuckle sets the fastest lap. Liebert, is he going to be close enough to make him move into turn 1? No, he's going to decide against it this time round. He's playing the long game. And eventually they come into screen. That was a terrible camera angle for a little bit. Lee Craig in the pits for that new wing, and that's his race over before it's even begun. But there is a long way to go, and anything can happen. A safety car with a lot. Nice job, really struggling now for pace. Liebert really stretching his leg as Nice job goes wide. Liebert's going to hang it around the outside. That's going to be an awkward move. Nice job gives him a bump for good measure, and that drops Liebert back into the clutches of Josh McGill, who wants to have a look but decides better of it. But that was a little bit of wheel banging, and the first signs of cracks opening up here at the front. Nice job. Will defend this position robustly. Seems to be a very aggressive wheel-to-wheel fighter. He will take any chance he can. So far, very fair though. Nothing untoward. Looks like it's going to be a very, very interesting battle. But Liebert incredibly close. Once again this time round, I think the AlphaTauri is running slightly less wings because Liebert, he's struggling to catch on the straight. Is he going to send it up the inside? No, he's going to think better of it once again. I thought it was close enough to try and make a little bit of a move, try and force Nice Job's hand. But he's decided wisely against it. He's going to play the long game. But the battery light flashing on that Williams, he is struggling for battery power. He's used a lot of it. Seems a bit of a waste sat behind another car, but nonetheless, that's how he does. Looks like Ethan's gone for a bit of a spin in the first sector as well and dropping right down the order. That's a shame for him. But a bit of a train of cars going through the top 5. Wanted Noob really dropping off the back of these guys and struggling for outright pace. He's still there or thereabouts, but just out of DRS range now of these guys. And Liebert just looks mighty, doesn't he? He's got the downforce through that middle sector and the extra grip, and that's a Haas of is that Prodigy? No, it's Cunningham. Cunningham phone has gone round in the middle sector. Liebert looks incredibly close this time round. I think Nice Job knows it. But the straight line speed of that AlphaTauri. He's running low wings. He must be running low wings. Look how close Liebert is. He's much better on the brakes. Much better in the corners. And I can't help but thinking if Liebert gets ahead here, he will pull a big gap between the two of them. He's definitely got the race pace here over the AlphaTauri, but it's not an easy track to overtake, even with the DRS, and especially with Liebert using all of his battery power. He just hasn't got as much to fight with. And through the middle sector they go once again. Another train, and that's Aki and GFO going side by side. GFO now sends one back up the inside. Aki sees him at the last minute and leaves him room, and that's good racing from these two. But Aki has the position up into 12th, and that's well sorted out between the two of them. Paul closing in on the back of Pippo. Those hard tyres really phasing in quite nicely at this stage of the race, and I'm sure he's going to be reasonably happy. He's not too far off of the lead. He's got quite a bit of overtaking to do come the second half of this Grand Prix. Lots to play for though. We see once again Liebert, just not using his match. He's got 11% on that dash. He's just Liebert so much quicker through the corners. Nice job, mate. Obviously compromising on his aero levels, and it's costing him in terms of lap time. And I think very much holding up this train of cars now. Josh McGill having a look inside of a Liebert, possibly Liebert just pushing a bit too hard and making a bit of an error there. These guys absolutely, on it this evening. Nothing really to split them. It's fine margins between everyone. And this is what we love to see. It's become a bit of a stalemate, which is unfortunate, but it's great. Absolutely great racing. The amount of talent, consistency and pace that these guys have is just incredible. And it just makes me jealous that I'm not racing them, because they are an amazing bunch of drivers and I have the utmost respect for them. They are truly incredible, and they work hard. And they put every hour that they possibly can into it. And it may not be much, work, other things definitely get in the way. But yeah, you got to give it your all. We can't all be esports drivers, but these guys drive at a seriously high level and a seriously fast race pace. Really, really difficult drivers to race against. They're just super consistent and super fast, and it's amazing to see, amazing to commentate on, and just generally amazing to be a part of. As we go, we are going to look at Aki and Danny there. Aki all over the back of the Red Bull or Danny. Both on medium compound tyres at this moment in time. Paul on the hards has caught up to the back of AJ, but AJ has... oh, what's gone on here? Josh McGill's dropped behind. Oh, Chuckle's got a 3-second penalty. Josh McGill and Chuckle going side by side in the chicane. That is not a place that you want to go side by side in. We missed exactly what happened. Did Josh McGill make a mistake and Chuckle maybe see an opportunity? And it's forced him to cut a corner, and that's what's given him a penalty. I'm sure he's going to be fuming at that. Whether it was intended or not, we don't know. We'll have to see. But I'm sure if there was anything untoward, it'll be in the steward's room. But that's cost them time because Josh McGill now no longer has DRS. How close is Chuckle going to be through this last corner? Can he launch it off of this line? Josh McGill is going to go defensive. I bet he's going to use a lot of battery. Certainly is, and that's what's going to keep him ahead. And you can't really split them. And that is the end of that, I think, for now. But Chuckle is trying to seize the opportunity. And this is what it takes. It takes a brave or a desperate move. There's a very fine line to break a DRS zone. And AJ and Paul going side by side. Paul trying to make the move on the Alfa Romeo. Even though the Alfa Romeo had DRS, Paul really trying to get that move done. And round the outside the Ferrari goes. Can he make that one stick? He's going to turn to the inside for the next corner. AJ gives him way and through into ninth. Paul goes. And that is a fantastic move from the Ferrari on those hard compound tyres. They're really phasing in nicely now. I'm sure he's going to be very happy with that indeed. But we're going to go back with the lead because Lieber is literally pushing. Nice job, mate. Look how close he is. You cannot put a matchstick between the two of them at this moment. Lieber super frustrated, I think, at this point. You can see the steam pouring out of his ears. He really wants to get a move on. And nice job. He's really holding him up at this point in the Grand Prix. If Lieber can get away, I can't help but thinking he's going to get Paul a big gap. And he's closer than he's ever been coming out of that final corner. Does he have what it takes down the straight to make a move? He's going to be incredibly close. Is Nice Job going to defend it? No, I don't think Liebert's even going to make the move. I think he was close enough to send it up the inside there, and I think he needed to. But he's decided to back out and sit behind, and I can't understand why. I mean, obviously felt he just wasn't close enough for whatever reason. But there we go, and on another lap, onwards with another lap we go. Bugatti gets himself a time penalty. Oh, that's a mistake for Nice Job. And look, the Williams is going up the inside. He's going to have the move made, and that's side by side through the middle chicane. What a move from Lieber in the Williams. Absolutely fantastic, clinical stuff when it needed it. He saw the mistake for Nice Job, and he took that opportunity, slotted up the inside. Great racing from these two to go side by side in there. That is very difficult and amazing from the pair of them. But Lieber takes the lead of this Grand Prix. We have a Haas going round at turn 1. I don't think it's going to affect anyone too much. He's still going once again. Now it's Liebert's time to shine and show what he can do. But look at... oh! Josh McGill gets a big slide, and that's going to allow Chuckle to have a run on him. Josh McGill going very defensive. It looks like he's got the straight line speed. Is Chuckle going to go make a move? He switches back to the outside. Can he do the up and under on Josh? Josh defending for all his worth. And a mistake nearly cost him a position on the podium. Chuckle decided not to go ultra aggressive. Paul now gets past Pippo. What a terrible camera angle. Sort it out, Codemasters, honestly. We couldn't see what's going on there. And yeah, Paul up to 8th position. He's got a big gap to catch up to Chuck. But can he make it? And all this battling at the front has allowed Wanted Noob and Chuck to catch up to them as well. So this is very, very quickly becoming a top 7. And this is going to be very, very interesting indeed. As Chuckle has dropped off. Chuckle and Cameron have swapped positions. I missed that. What happened there? Cameron has made a move past the McLaren. While we were looking at Paul overtake him. So, didn't exactly see what happened. Lieber, yeah, look how much quicker he is around that last sector than the AlphaTauri. He's just so much quicker. But he's not got much battery, and Nice Job does have DRS. I think if Lieber can break that DRS, I think he'll be okay. But it's going to be a tough job to do so. Look how much Yeah, look at the closing speed of that AlphaTauri. He's running a lot less wings, and I just think round Hungary you really need to be running 50-50. I'm the first person to run low wings, and I run 50-50 around here. I think anything less is just too low. DRL, Naismith, and Danny swapping positions in turn one. The Ferrari on the inside. The Red Bull gets a little bit out of shape on the curb. The Ferrari has DRS, and that's going to allow him the ascendancy into turn two. And that's a good position for the Ferrari of DRL Naismith. And up he goes, and Paul, his teammate, 5.2 second gap. We'll have to keep an eye on that, because bearing in mind, Paul will run long, and he will be much, much quicker at the end of this Grand Prix. It depends if we get a safety car VSC rightly timed. Paul could jump these guys up ahead. So he needs to start catching them now and get onto the back of them. But Paul having a very strong race from his position on the grid as we jump back with the leaders once again. And I think Nice Job has dropped out of DRS just. Will he get DRS this time? No, he has not got DRS. He definitely has dropped out of DRS range, and that could cost him dearly. I think that could be Liebert gone. Depends how much battery Nice Job has in the tank, but he's lost the back end a little bit, and that's going to allow Josh McGill a run on him. He's going to go up the inside, but he decides to back out of it. It's not much of a straight, but the little mistake from the AlphaTauri there, it's dropped him a good 4 or 5 tenths to Liebert as well, and left him very, very vulnerable to the Mercedes behind. And Josh McGill will be ever wary that he's going to drop time now to Liebert, so he's going to want to make a move past the AlphaTauri. The AlphaTauri looking rapid in qualifying, but not quite so quick in the race. He's doing a stellar defence. Aki's out. Aki has DNF'd from this Grand Prix. What has happened? It looks like he's lost the back end, and that is going to be a safety car, and that is going to play right into the hands of anyone on mediums. And I'm sorry, but anyone on hards, that has screwed your race. I expect to see everyone pitting. Liebert getting him. I'm sure he's not going to want to see that, really, because he had just got past and he was about to build a gap. Into the pits he goes. Yeah, no surprise, he'll be going on hards. Pretty sure every single person behind him will do the same. I mean, Paul, what's he going to do? He'll be the one as... Oh, there's problems up ahead. Nice job, mate. Nearly going in the back of everyone. Paul is going to carry on. Yeah, he's going to... he will take over the race lead, but he'll have guys behind him on fresh hards, and he will have to pit. Yeah, he will take the lead. There he goes. Just about. It hasn't really worked out for him brilliantly, it has to be said, this safety car. Let's see what happened to Aki. And see if he's around. I guess he lost the back end of his car a little bit coming out of that corner. So easily done, perhaps taking a little bit too much curb. Speared him into the wall on the right hand side. And I'm sure he's going to be absolutely fuming. Mark coming off of a high, it has to be said, after inheriting the race win last night in Brazil. He had a great race, finished P2, absolutely fantastic job. But unfortunately, fortunately, sorry, post race, the race winner Ginge got a penalty, and I'm going to see if Aki will join us in the comms box. We will we'll just quickly start a party. So yeah, just start a party. There we go. Right, invite. So apologies about this. This is only a safety car. We'll to into the party, and hopefully he might join us for a little bit. Should be great to see. Always good to get his thoughts and his opinions on what happened as everyone starts warming their tyres up. And it looks like Aki has joined us. Hello, evening.
Yeah, I joined the wall just before, which wasn't good.
We didn't see what happened, but we did see the aftermath.
Oh, I took the same line every single lap for 13 laps, and the tyres just gave up. They just said, I'm not doing it anymore. They just disappeared on me.
I surmise that you perhaps ran a little bit too much curb. Was that the case, or was it just simply a bit of wheel spin? Or?
Just slipped on the curb. Slipped on the curb, and away it went.
It's such an easy corner to do that on, though.
Yeah, Paul Jones there. Is that Paul Jones on the spin, or is it coming for a little bit?
I think it was Wanted Noob, looked like he was dropping a few positions. Quite see what happened. It's been an interesting race out front. I'm not sure how much you've seen, but up to that point, how did you feel your race was going, Matt?
Well, I thought it was getting a good recovery after my spin on the first lap, of course, and I went down to 15th, I think it was. But I was pulling it back nicely. I had some pace. I was catching people. There's a few mistakes up in front of me. I think it was Cunning Fern and Big Gassy having a little bit of a set to in front of me. I managed to avoid that and get around them, so I gained a couple of places there. Other than that, the track felt good.
Yeah, we saw you sort of scything through the field, making move after move, which was great fun.
Yeah, my left-hand tyres are 45% worn on the mediums at that point, so yeah, they just gave up on me.
I do need to check at the moment, I don't know whether anyone's watching, if they can hear your voice, because we've just checked on the stream and I can't seem to have your voice coming across. I'm not sure whether you've allowed it to be shared or the party is. I'll have to double check on that one. Yeah, it's on always allow on the party, so hopefully that'll do. But yeah, we were commenting as well that this is, well, royally screwed Paul, as we do have the safety car coming in, so we will get back to that. And Paul's pulled a cracker of a restart, and they're going 3 wide further back. What is going on? Liebert's left. It looks like he's disconnected, and down the inside, Cameron Poulter goes into P2. What a move from the Williams driver. Josh McGill goes up the inside, and there's that nice job off in and into the barrier, and that is pretty much his race over and done with. I think he's still going. He's not DNF'd it, but wow, what a restart. Paul really catching everyone by surprise there. And yeah, nice job. Let's catch in with him. He's got quite a bit of damage, possibly. Oh no, he hasn't got any damage.
Oh, he's spun. He's spun.
He's
gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
His tyres are cooked, I think.
Definitely, but what a restart there from Paul. He really needed to. He's on a lot older tyres than anyone behind. Naismith and Danny going side by side. We can't see what's going on because the camera angles are utterly useless. Naismith has gone round. That's what's happened. I think they went side by side into that chicane, and Naismith has come off worse on that one. And Danny's had a bit of a... Yeah, Danny's drops quite a bit back behind Pippo as AJ goes up the inside. That's a great move from the Alfa Romeo, and that's going to allow GFO at the inside as well. What great racing this track is bringing us this evening. And the Alpine and the Alfa Romeo still side by side. AJ has the inside line, and we'll take that, but Danny manages to hold on for now. But the Alpine's going to get a run once again. Is he going to make a move into turn one? He's going to be close. AJ feeling the move. He's going to go for it. Up the inside he goes. AJ will hold it round the outside. Who's going to be earlier on the power? It's the Alpine. And into 8th he goes. What a great move that was.
Oh, contact there with the Alfa. Alfa and the Alpine touching the wheels there.
Absolutely. So, yeah. And Paul dropping down the order, being overtaken by Cameron and Josh McGill, really struggling on those old hards. And this has really changed things around. Lieber looking good for the win, disconnecting from the race. Have to see what's happened there. And dropping right down to the mat. Nice job, mate, as well. Leading the majority of this race until he got overtaken by Lieber, spinning on the restart. And that has thrown this wide open.
Yeah, I think Paul's just going to get eaten alive on them very old hards, so he's going to need to be thinking about how far he can go till he swaps to them mediums.
Absolutely, and we've got confirmation in the chat. Somebody's tagged me. Thank you, DRL C Faulkner. You can hear Aki, so you can waffle away, Aki.
Waffle away to my leisure.
Absolutely.
Shuckle's getting past Paul Jones there with the Paul struggling on those hard tyres. And next down the line is Shuckle number 2, who's also coming up on the back of that Ferrari also.
Absolutely, I think it's not going to be long before he dispatches that Ferrari. Looked like Paul wasn't fighting it too hard.
Shuckle getting a bit feisty on the back of the Ferrari there, almost made contact.
Absolutely. Chuckle obviously still got that penalty looming large over his head. We didn't see exactly what happened. It looked like him and I can't remember who it was. I think it was Cameron went side by side into the middle chicane, and Chuckle came out of it with a penalty. So whether there was any contact, we didn't see.
Cameron's also got a penalty there at the top of the table as well.
Absolutely.
3 seconds with Josh McGill running quite good.
Yeah, Josh McGill definitely looking good, looking strong for this race win at the moment, isn't he? Absolutely got the pace. Cameron with a fantastic safety car restart, which has jumped him right up the order, running 5th most of this race. And it'll be interesting
Prodigy
to see.
Making a move. Oh, there's contact there. Oh, Prodigy's gone around. Made contact with the Red Bull in front of him. Just ran out of room.
Oh, there was a bit of a late move from Prodigy. Just caught the end of that. Yeah.
In the words of Martin Brundle, a day late and a dollar short.
Oh, what a catchphrase. Absolutely love it. No damage by the looks of it though to the Haas. I think he's got away with it. But we will go back to the front because Josh McGill was all over the back of Cameron for the race lead here. He's going to look to the outside. Cameron defending that one and manages to maintain it for now, but it's looking ever closer. Josh McGill really looking racy right now. He smells a victory on the cards. Prof says, I hear double trouble in the chat. Good evening, Prof. Nice to have you on board, giving us abuse once again. Back we go. Paul really struggling on those older hards, isn't he?
Craig needs to be past this Ferrari. He needs to clear the Ferrari so he can get up with the rest of them and get fighting for that podium. Yeah,
100%. He got held up earlier on in the racing AJ, and it built a gap between him and the leaders. Unfortunately, he never really was able to regain that until just before the safety car when he started closing in.
Yeah, see what Craig can do down this DRS straight. See if he's got any pauses. He seems to be deploying that battery up ahead.
Absolutely.
Still got 82%. He hasn't deployed much.
Cameron feeling very vulnerable from Josh as well, going very defensive along the inside line as Prodigy sets fastest lap on those mediums. Obviously Prodigy got the pace, the mediums being much quicker than the hards. But he's going to have to make it through, and there the McLaren goes of Chuck. He's made it up the inside of Paul, although he's given the place back. What has happened there? He's got a penalty for corner cutting. Oh, Pippo's gone up the inside and gone round.
There's not enough room for 2 cars on that corner, I can tell you.
Absolutely not. That is not a place you want to go side by side.
Having a bit of a snap there. Curtis having a snap of understeer. The back end just stepping out on him. He's backed off a little bit. He's getting a bit nervous with that rear end.
And now you understand how I struggle in the commentary box every Monday. There is way too much going on in these races up and down the field. It's impossible to keep up with it all.
Get a good run on Josh McGill down this start-finish straight, though. By the looks of it, it looks like he's lining him up for a pass.
He certainly is.
Good exit.
Josh McGill really looking good for the race win, but Chuckle now looking the stronger of the two. Josh McGill really struggling.
Yeah. Josh McGill's absolutely rinsed that battery there, so this might be an opportunity on the second DRS.
Absolutely. He's pushing him through turn 1. Can he get a run on him? It's not a very long straight. He's going to have the outside line. Josh McGill feels the need to defend it, but Chuckle is going to send it all the way round the outside. What a move that is going to be if they can make that stick. They're still side by side, going up into the end of the first sector. It's the Mercedes on the inside, the McLaren on the outside, and the McLaren swoops round, takes a track limits warning, I imagine. But wow, what great racing from these two that was.
That was squeaky one time for that McLaren, because I thought if them curbs are very slippy, it's heart in mouth time.
absolutely amazing from both of them. Neither wanted to give an inch.
I was literally wincing right there.
I thought that was going to end in disaster.
Watching through one eye.
But all the while, that has allowed Cameron Poulter to get a fair bit of a lead over these two. Obviously, Cameron and Chuckle do have penalties. So as things stand right now, Josh McGill would still win this race. Now, don't forget, that could come in crucial a bit later. We'll keep an eye on Chuck, though, behind Paul, because it looks like he is very, very close, and he's going to have DRS down the start-finish straight. But Paul getting a very good run onto the start-finish straight. Is he going to be close enough? No, not on this occasion. And Prof agreeing with this class drive in that. Absolutely.
Just bear in mind that Paul's on 21 lap old hards, yet to pit.
Absolutely.
So he's just hoping for the safety car. I've got to spin it. Oh, we've got the wanted noob into the side of GFO. Talismar just lost it.
Oh dear, and they are sorting themselves out here. And GFO, I think, is going to get the position. They're still side by side. That's a bit of a squeeze. That looked a little bit out.
Oh, that was absolutely disgrace from Talismar there.
Yeah,
that was not sportsmanlike. He's just lost his head and torpedoed straight into the four cars there that were
completely and utterly. Wanted noob looked like he just put the squeeze on GFO. It was a bit of naughty racing, but GFO needs to go in the steward's room and not act like that. Unfortunately, not good to see. All caught live on stream, so none of you can deny that one. As we jump back to the front, because Chuckle has caught right up to the back of Cameron now and is within DRS range. Josh McGill has gone with him, so he has the pace to hold on. Paul, obviously, as we mentioned on older hards, really struggling further back, but he is yet to pit. Don't forget, he will have to pit before this race is done, and that could cost him dearly.
Hoping and praying he's going to get another safety car so he can get a cheap stop, but nothing's guaranteed in Formula 1.
Absolutely not. As Wanted Noob does retire, that looks like a pit lane retirement. He has retired the correct way.
Yeah, we've got Talismar going in. I think he's probably going to do the same through frustration, I would believe. It's racing hard, but it happens.
Yeah, it looked initially like... I didn't see what happened into turn 2, but certainly coming out of turn 2 and into the end of that first sector, it looked like Wanted Noob just did not leave GFO any room whatsoever. Yeah. Just run him clean off onto the curb, and
this GFO is going to give it another go. He's coming back out. He hasn't thrown the towel in yet.
Good for him. At least he's still going. We're watching Cameron take quite a few track liberties as well, and he's pulled a bit of a gap once again on Chuckle, so the pace deficit ebbing and flowing, possibly with the tyre temperatures fluctuating up and down, I imagine.
Yeah, sitting on the board with a nice job, mate. My teammate, who I've let down tonight, unfortunately. He's running down in 14th, but he's very, very close to Pippo Kennedy in front of the Alfa Romeo. So he's getting a good exit here as well. He's got the full battery and DRS. How's he got the wings?
As Chuck does get past Paul as well.
He's going down the right hand side. Second DRS, he gets a second DRS as well.
And it is all going on here because we have a spinner of Lee Craig as well in the midst of that. And a nice job flying around the outside of Pippo. And that is a good move, well made there in the first sector. And once again, all kicks off, all in the same breath. And it's impossible to keep up with it all.
Absolutely. So nice job has made that move stick on Pippo. His next one in line is Royal Rumble. See how far he can make it up that grid.
Yeah, absolutely. And just as that was all happening, Paul pulled to one side and let Chuck pass. So didn't make it easy for him for a little bit. But that's DRL Naismith who has crashed out of this session. That's going to bring out another safety car. And Paul is going to be loving that.
Jumping straight into the pits. He was waiting for that. He was hoping and praying that's going to bring him right into it. Is he going to go softs from here?
Is Cameron going to catch the safety car? I think that has come out at just the wrong moment. Maybe Paul isn't going to be praying for that, because has he managed to get in the pits? He certainly has. Oh, he has. So Josh McGill, Chuckle and Cameron were gone past the pit lane.
Yeah.
So they had no chance to pit. but they've caught the safety car. Because the safety car's already come out the pit, so they have lost out massively. They have no opportunity to pit.
Spin it on its head for Paul now, who's got the upper hand now with
now,
the fresh mediums.
Chuck is going to be the first up the road with fresh mediums. Paul is going to be as well following behind. Also Danny, Prodigy on softs and at the end. They're going to be dying, aren't they?
Yeah, Bugatti's gone the same way as well. Prodigy and Bugatti. What we're going to have 8 laps of racing. I would think they might hold out, you know. They might well hold out.
Yeah, we've got Jay Whitlam as well in the chat. Where need to get there with no front wing? The Alpine was wrong. Not sure on the grammar of that. I think that's... but yeah, definitely the Alpine was wrong for doing what he did. No dispute on that at all. So yeah, that once again, back to the order, that has really thrown it on its head.
Yep, absolutely. It's put a cat amongst the pigeons, I suspect.
Oh, most certainly. And I'm not sure, is Liebert actually back in? Or is he still AI? Is he still disconnected? So I haven't seen him join. He may have joined without me noticing.
I haven't seen anything come up on the screen as yet.
No.
This car's behaving like an AI is all I can say.
Yeah, it does look like it.
It's not weaving or breaking.
No, definitely. But yeah, this it definitely throws a spanner in the works, changes it up. It's, Josh McGill trying to get past a back marker there.
Yeah, he's been playing with this one for about 3/4 of a lap now.
He's giving it a go. See what he can manage. Danny comes in the pits for a fresh set of tyres.
Top 2 still have 3-second penalties each. At the top 5 you've got 3 with 3 seconds penalties. So that's going to get Paul very interested.
Absolutely. Well, my pre-race prediction was Chuckle for the win. Liebert second, Josh McGill third. Now I think it's fair to say Liebert's pretty much well and truly out of this. Even if he does reconnect, I know he's got incredible pace, but he's going to be on very old hards with everyone on brand new mediums or softs ahead of him.
Yeah, it's going to be a tall order.
So I think he's out of it, but we could still see a Chuckle victory with a Josh McGill third, or on the podium anyway. Cameron being absolutely rapid, especially in qualifying. I've alluded to it a few times, but he does tend to have a habit of bottling it come race day. However, he's been very strong the last 2 races. Can he hold on? Can he hold the pressure? AJ
today might be the day.
Gained quite a few positions with some by staying out and not pitting. Brave choice.
Really well.
Yeah. But he's going to be.
12 lap old cards, yeah.
He's going to be very vulnerable.
The top four are all on 12 lap old cards, and then they've got the Chuck, Paul, and Proddy behind them on fresh tyres.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if I got to put a prediction, I'm going to go Paul Jones for the win.
Yeah, I would say so, because he's gonna gain them seconds like nobody's business with their fresh tyres.
All he needs to do is go overtake Josh McGill, and he's in the driving seat. He doesn't need to get Chuckle and Cameron. He just needs to get up to Josh McGill.
Yep.
You know, and yeah, those drivers on old hards are going to be, well, sitting ducks really, aren't they?
I would have probably put. I think Prodigy might get a podium as well, you know, with them softs. They've already had 2 laps under the safety car.
It's a very good shout, you know, as Royal Rumble decides to pit. I think he's changing his wing, but I know he's serving a penalty.
Yeah. We're only going to have 7 laps of hard racing on them as well.
Yeah, exactly. It could be a good call from him. He has given up quite a few quite a few places on track in order to do that. Seems a bit counterintuitive to me. I mean, if it's a track that you know is easy to overtake on, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it just seems a bit excessive for me. But you never know. We'll have to see and see how it works out for him. But I gotta be honest, yeah. Though I've made a prediction, this one is way too close to call. I think any single one of these guys could potentially win it. But what an exciting race we've had so far. Some epic racing as well going on. And and some more drama and controversy. I think Monday here doesn't go a single week without any drama or controversy. It's certainly, as spectators, great to see, but not entirely what you want as a league admin. I doubt.
Yeah, the steward's room's always full.
Yeah. Feeling there's going to be a few tonight.
Very competitive guys who just love to race and win. That's what they're here for.
Yeah, it's confirmation safety car goes in this lap as Cameron now becomes the de facto safety car. We have a Paul Jones Jr. fan in the chat, in Prof. He says Paul could have this in the bag. Wow, he's still got a lot of work to do to get there. As Liebert gets a 5-second penalty for a collision with Bugatti. So not sure what's going on there. But it looks like Cameron is going into the final corner. He's gone early, a lot earlier than Paul did, but he's lost the back end. Oh, he's put it in the wall. Oh, he's retired. Oh my goodness, and it's chaos further back. What is going on? There's so much going on.
What's
unbelievable. I think there's illegal overtakes going on left, right and centre. Chuck has gone into P2. This is unbelievable stuff. There's a lot of penalties going on, and I think you're going to be busy in the steward's room after this. AJ now into P2. Chuck into P3. Prodigy in P4. You could be right. Prodigy could be on for a race victory at this rate. Wow.
What the hell happened there? Paul was absolutely flying through, then he must have stopped before the line.
Unbelievable. Chuckle will be laughing his head off right now. He had a good restart. He did go with Cameron, but Cameron just went wide at the exit of the last corner, dropped it on the curb, and put it in the wall. DNF'd it. What did I say about him having a habit of
bottling it?
He is in the chat, Cameron. Them back tyres just lit up. I'm not surprised. You know, yeah, what can you say? Like you say, cold tyres on hards as well. Unbelievable. GFO caused carnage. And T2 the B2 also commenting, lol. That's all he's got to say, just lol. I can't disagree with that. But back to the racing we go once again. Unbelievable stuff. Chuck all over the back of AJ now. Fresh mediums against very, very old hards. And I think this is going to be a matter of time. But Prodigy on those fresh softs is looking even quicker behind. He pulls out of the slipstream. To the inside he goes. He's going to have a lot more grip on the brakes. And the inside line he has as well. Chuck's not going to give it up though. Round the outside Chuck goes. Is he still ahead? I can't see on this camera angle. He is. Amazing stuff. Great racing from these two. And you got nice job, mate, as well, bumping them up the rear after losing it earlier on. And Cameron blaming it on me, saying I jinxed it. I apologise, Cameron.
I think you did.
The pressure.
I think he's got a fair point.
Yeah. Commentators' curse well in effect this evening. Josh McGill gets himself a penalty. That's not something you see every day of the week. Where even is he, Josh McGill? He's down in 10th, so who knows what happened there. And Prodigy's gone round and he's unbelievable. Prodigy lost the back end, hit the brakes, stopped mid-track, and the game did not ghost him. And Nice Jobs collected him as a result of that. Once again, controversy. Liebert up the inside of Pippo through the final sector. Amazing move if he can make that stick, and he certainly does. Down the inside, and he's up to P6. Who'd have thought it? Maybe he could win from here.
Lucky for Paul, he locked up on that chicane, which took him back by a second almost, which gave him the opportunity to go round those cars that didn't go, so he was lucky in a sense. He did lock up.
And Josh McGill and Danny going side by side, inches apart through the final corner. What great racing from these two. Danny's got the inside line. Josh McGill will have the outside line. You think he's slightly ahead going into the braking zone, but the Red Bull sends it up the inside and gets that position and blocks it off on the exit. Great racing. Continued for them. Paul a little bit behind AJ, needs a bit of catching up to do, but I'm sure he's going to do it. Chuckle well and truly in the driving seat for this race.
Paul's got a 5-second penalty. Where did that come from?
I think there was Josh McGill goes round and he's tumbling down and out the top 10. Josh McGill way down in 15th place now. I have a feeling there was a lot of illegal overtakes on the restart, and that's where a lot of these 5 seconds have come from. So honestly, I don't think we're going to know who wins this until after the race.
It's going to take some sorting out.
I'm not offering to help you out.
No,
that's all I'm saying.
I'm not offering to help out either.
I cannot blame you. You're just going to pop in the chat. Yeah, I'm not helping this one. Sort it out yourselves. At the moment, as a McLaren fan, I am loving seeing this because it's a McLaren one too. And heartbreak in the real life F1, where McLaren are, let's be honest, failing miserably.
Here goes Paul making the move. It's pulled out into the clean air.
He certainly is. Up the inside, the Ferrari goes with DRS. He's lost the back. He's still going, but he's lost the back end. That's going to leave him vulnerable to Ethan, who's managed to go past. Up the inside, the Alpine goes. Will Paul hold it round the outside? I don't think he's quite got enough grip, or has he? Because it's going to turn to the inside for the right-hander. Paul's got this position. Wow. Once again. Amazing, amazing racing from these guys.
The wheel-to-wheel action is absolutely second to none.
It's just
I think
incredible.
I might just sit in the commentary box more often and just watch it rather than race.
I don't know where to look. Week on week, it's exactly the same. It's just unbelievable, the racing that is going on. This is why I need to stop commentating on Mondays, because I lose my voice every Monday. Which could be fun, because I'm going into work tomorrow to have my notice in, so I'm going to go in with no voice and just not be able to talk.
Have you got a new job, or are you just giving up on work in general?
No, I'm just giving up on work. I'm going to sit at home all day and be a bum. No,
why not?
I'm joking. I do have a new job lined up on that one. Tom, never even noticed you raced. What's he on about?
Probably on about me. My car's in the wall, so I'll pick it up later.
That's a fair point. As Paul now goes for a move on AJ to the inside, and
there we go again, round two.
AJ very late on the brakes though. He's really got the measure of Paul in the braking zone. Coming out of the corner, he's got the outside line. Paul's going to dive down the inside, but back out of it at the last minute, and that's going to allow Ethan once again. Unbelievable. You got to look. You got to have eyes in the back of your head. So you know how these guys are managing to do this without it ending in disaster, I do not know. Danny gets past Bugatti as well at the lower reaches of the top 10. Once again, Paul looking very close going into the chicane. I think he was going to make a move then, he was that close. He is pushing the Alfa Romeo through the middle sector. He's definitely got the measure of him. But AJ just very, very late on the brakes.
Yeah, 5 cars in this train, so we'll see who comes out on top eventually. Lee Burt at the back of all this.
Yeah, do not count Lee Burt out. He, even on those old hards, he is not a man to be trifled with. Absolute paces.
Paul, a little bit of a snap.
Loses the back end a little bit. Yeah, he manages to hold on to it, but that's going to cost him a chance, I think.
AJ's just
AJ's got it, yeah. And back through Paul goes. Can he have this move made before they get into the braking zone? He's going to certainly hope so, but the Alpine of Ethan is going to have a bite of this as well. And up the inside, the Alpine goes side by side. He's going to try and force the Alfa Romeo on the curb, but he doesn't. The Alfa Romeo gets good traction, but the Alpine gets the measure of him with a bit of DRS round the outside, but the Alfa Romeo is not having any of that, and it's going to hold it back once again, but I think it's to no avail. Ethan goes through for 4th position. Oh, unbelievable.
You can't keep up with this race.
As Prodigy gets himself a time penalty, and always that Lee Burt going up the inside of AJ into the chicane. You're not going to make a move there. That was brave stuff. And that's going to allow Pippo to have a look at Lee Burt. So once again, it's just a train nose to tail. When you attack the car in front, you're going to be left vulnerable to the guy behind. And get your breath back again for a minute. As Ethan and Paul looks like it's going to be the closest battle on track. The two McLarens checking out up front. Chuckle and Chuck.
Get the run down this start finish. See what sort of gap he can close up.
Certainly is
attacking that battery, which he is. He's took every ounce of that battery.
Certainly
so has Ethan as well.
Neither has much battery, but. Lee Burt making a move on AJ further back as well. AJ trying to swing it around the outside, but I think Lee Burt's going to have the position. He certainly does. And a double open of DRS, and AJ is going to be swallowed up by his teammate Pippo as well, who manages to make a position up. Prodigy has gone around at turn 1. I think he's still going, but he has dropped a few positions on that one. But yeah, I think both of the McLarens pretty much got this one on the bag at this point. They've got less penalties than anyone behind them. And they've got a good gap as well. Has to be said, yeah, Chuck making good inroads to his brother though. Gap down to 1.7 seconds. I think it's a bit too big to overcome by the end of this race. And I don't think there's going to be team orders if he does manage to catch up. What's your prediction on that one?
Well, to be fair to them, they are quite. They do look after each other, so I think they'll stay in the positions they are. To be honest.
Yeah, I think realistically, this is now the last opportunity they're going to have a DRS overtaking opportunity. Because coming on to the last lap, there's not going to be much coming out of the last corner. Paul has got a good exit coming out of that last corner, and he could be enough to hold Ethan behind for one more lap, which is all he needs to hold that position on track. But remember, Paul has 5 seconds of penalties. Ethan has 3, so Paul needs to be 2 seconds ahead of him now. Otherwise, Ethan's going to get this podium off of him. And I don't think Paul's going to mind too much. That's a great recovery from where he started on the grid. And considering your safety car, Aki, did kind of screw him over a bit on those hards. I think the second safety car he's very grateful for.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, we're going to jump back with the leaders because I don't think there's much battling, but we're on the final lap. They are overtaking a lapped Alpine ghosted car, and the gap is down to a second. Liebert gets himself an extra penalty, and that's going to cost him positions. And once again, that's going to be very key in the championship because it is very, very close between all of these guys. But we have a couple of corners to negotiate for the McLarens of Chuckle and Chuck, and they are going to finish line astern, one after the other. But it is going to be Chuckle that comes out on top. Chuckle rounds the final corner to win Hungary. His brother Chuck will make it a McLaren 1-2. Paul will round the final corner to finish off the podium, but he will drop behind Ethan, who will snatch that podium position. Thanks to penalties, Pippo will take 4th and just get ahead of Paul as well. I did not see that one coming.
Yeah.
Danny will finish 6th. Nice job. A good recovery considering his spin earlier on in 7th. AJ struggling to hold on those old hards in 8th. Liebert recovery to 9th. I'm sure he'll take that given the circumstances, but those penalties really costing him dear. And Lee Craig rounding out the points. Wow. What do you say after that?
Fantastic race that was. It was a pleasure to watch.
Yes. I think we need to watch that back ourselves because I think there's a lot we missed.
More than likely a lot we missed, yes. There's just too much going on at once, wasn't
there? Driver of the day, Ethan. We haven't even spoke about driver of the day. I mean, who do you give driver of the day to?
Didn't get a chance to speak of driver of the day, did we?
I think we did. Exactly that. I mean, I don't really know who to give that to. It's there's so many there. I mean, certainly on positions, I think Ethan's gained the most. Hence why he's got it.
Yeah.
From the game. We wait to load to see who's gained what positions as well. But I think there's so many drivers out there who have driven fantastic races.
Yes.
I think it's too close to call. I think we need to go away and have a think about that one.
Yeah, we'll announce that later.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, there you have it. There's Chuckle comes down. I'm sure he'll be delighted with that. Played it patient early doors, and it paid off for him later in the day. That last safety car really doing him a lot of favours. A lot of penalties. Very, very few drivers going that penalties. Yeah. I mean, look at Pippo there, 13th on the grid to 4th, no penalties. That's always a good shout for driver of the day.
That second safety car restart just put a spanner in the works, didn't it? There was people, illegal overtakes and everything. That's where all the penalties are coming from. So we're going to have to sift through that and try and sort that out somewhere along the line. Absolutely,
yeah. I don't even know where to begin on that one. There's not really much you can say.
No.
But on that note, I think we'll probably end it on that note. Do join us in the steward's room because that's going to be some entertainment. But yeah, until that, thank you very much, Aki, for joining me in the commentary box. Not a problem at all. But everyone watching back at home, thank you for joining and sticking with it. I do hope you enjoyed the race. But until next week, goodbye.